The Backrooms. Join the fun. Smiley face. Level 26. The SS Fun. Smiley face. Personal entry. I found myself eavesdropping unseen behind some military brass, strolling the Pentagon in Washington, D.C. Here is that conversation to the best of my recollection. First Admiral. She's gone. Second Admiral. Who's gone? First Admiral. The cruise ship Adventure. Maiden voyage. Skeleton crew. Third Admiral. Sunk? First Admiral. Vanished! I warned them. Third Admiral. About what? Second Admiral. Admiral Superstition here is upset about the steel they used to build her. It seems that they used the recycled metal from when the Greek Navy scrapped their destroyer Leon, D-54, in 1999. Third Admiral. Leon? That was originally our vessel. That was the USS, First Admiral. The USS Eldridge, DE-173. Third Admiral. Wasn't that the ship with the wild scuttlebutt about teleportation and time travel back in 1943? You're not saying that the Philadelphia experiment really happened. Second Admiral. It never happened. First Admiral. Officially. As instructed by Meg Psychic and Dune, we are documenting weird dreams. Footnote. Prophetic dreams and premonitions often reveal hidden information. With the proximity of psychic energy and liminal echo emanating from level 26, dreamers in close proximity to this vessel might be affected. End footnote. I still do not understand the importance of this. The dreaded arrival of Partygoers HQ here on level 246 probably triggered my lucid fantasy. Operative Michael DeLuca interrupts to announce that the cruise ship, Adventure, has no-clipped to parts unknown. I step outside my tent to confirm this, noting the depression left by the hull of the ocean liner in the grassy terrain. She is, indeed, gone. Planes and ships occasionally no-clip here from the front rooms. This was the first time anything teleported away. Signed, Ted Kowalski. Meg Team Watchdogs. Survival difficulty. Class 5. Unsafe, unsecure, entity infestation. Note: much of the information here has been obtained from partygoer websites and confirmed by our lone witness and scrutiny on our behalf. Description: according to the name emblazoned on the ship, this vessel is the cruise liner Adventure from the front rooms. Never mind any crude attempts to cross out the name and replace it with SS Fun, smiley face. Bearing a length of nearly 500 feet, or 150 meters, and a width of around 60 feet, or 18 meters, this so-called level fun appears to be an ordinary cruise ship designed for overseas luxury vacations. What makes this ship extraordinary, however, is how it traverses through the backrooms. This steamship's primary means of transport is neither sailing nor cruising, but instead, no-clipping. Periodically, a green fog will cover the ship like a magician's cape. Lift the cape and the ship is gone. Also quite magical, electricity somehow constantly powers every circuit on the ship, without any need for generators. We have found it necessary to divide the vessel into two parts: exterior and interior. Exterior. Image caption: only known photo of the Adventure in green fog before it disappears. Meg Archive. Nothing about this vessel resembles its opulent beginnings. The top, upper, and main decks of the Adventure, or the exterior, have suffered the effects of a perpetual demonic frat party. Everything that can be trashed has been trashed. Blood splatter is everywhere. Once beautiful cabins, now garbage dumps, can be found on the main and upper decks. The upper deck also features a crimson pool, complete with victims both living and dead, that reeks of death and traces of a restaurant, bar, and lounge that hint at happier intentions. These three exterior decks primarily follow reality as we understand it. Interior. Image caption: birthday party room. This photo of a party room found on SS Fun, smiley face, was taken from a partygoer website, Meg Archives. Going deeper into the ship changes everything. Lower decks appear infinite as screams echo down endless corridors and countless party rooms. Most chambers feature typical party decor, while others reflect a theme, such as popular movies or holidays. There are even rooms with booby-trapped party favors and decorations. The elevators are the hub of these lower decks, opening into a labyrinth of hallways that branch off to every compass point. These lower decks take after the resident boogeyman, with areas combined into a vast hodgepodge of horror and original function. You can tell a lot about a party by the trash left behind. Partygoer garbage speaks for itself. Image caption, quote-unquote litter left behind by partygoers, Meg Archives. Bases, outposts, and communities. There are no friendly bases, outposts, or communities on this constantly moving level. Partygoers are the dominant life form. They operate in an organized society, with this level acting as their headquarters. It is unknown whether they have colonies elsewhere. A matter of record, the arrival. Let's bring everyone up to speed. As the BNTG conducts clandestine scavenger operations called Finders Keepers across level 246, the Major Explorer Group created Team Watchdogs as a countermeasure. These BNTG search teams seek no-clipped treasures from the past, present, and future. Advanced technology and prehistoric life forms are always in demand. As we observed a Finders Keepers group operating due west of the Circle of Stones, an ocean liner no-clipped onto the level just north of their position. The vessel was named Adventure. The Circle of Stones, also known as Stonehenge 2.0, offers the only known entrance and exit for wanderers. The megalithic ruin is similar to its counterpart in the front rooms. Arrivals no-clip into its center. Visitors depart by no-clipping through one of the prominent outer pillars. You can only no-clip through the stone pillars during the night cycle. Physical contact with the stones under the blood-red sun of the day cycle results in electrical shock and temporary unconsciousness. Within moments of the ship's arrival, 3 partygoers disembarked by no-clipping outside of the circle. These entities decorated the ruins with party paraphernalia, impervious to any negative effects of touching the stones. They worked in sync and no-clipped away. One BNTG representative no-clipped when she picked up a party hat. Screams from the Adventure were believed to be hers. We immediately secured the area and incinerated the party decorations by holding flaming torches near, but not touching, the offensive items. No further action was required. Signed, Ted Kowalski, Meg Team Watchdogs. The Philadelphia Experiment. Project Rainbow, also known as the Philadelphia Experiment, is one of the worst-kept secrets in American military history. This granddaddy of conspiracy theories has been the darling of Hollywood movies and television shows, featured in many paranormal books, including my own, and magazine articles, and referenced in video games, podcasts, and YouTube documentaries. It has gained cult status. During World War II, scientists on both sides rushed to harness the most powerful forces in the universe. On the American side, the Manhattan Project created the first atomic bomb. 2 years earlier, in 1943, Allied scientists gave birth to a nightmare. Project Rainbow was an attempt to use the unified field theory. Footnote: Einstein's unified field theory, UFT, is a theory in physics that allows universal forces and elementary particles to be written in terms of a pair of physical and virtual fields. End footnote. To make warships, quote-unquote, invisible to enemy radar and the magnetic detectors of torpedoes and naval mines. A destroyer escort, The USS Eldridge, DE-173, was fitted with special generators that created harmonic force fields to engulf and camouflage the vessel. The warship became enveloped in a green fog and, to the amazement of all concerned, became optically invisible. It was later learned that the ship had instantly teleported to Norfolk, Virginia, and then returned during its expected vanishing act. If the experiment was a resounding success, the men were complete failures. Many were badly burned. Among the more serious side effects for the crew, some sailors rematerialized inside out. Others were physically fused to bulkheads, and still others permanently vanished. Effects lingered, and survivors suffered bouts of invisibility and immateriality. One walked through a wall in view of his family and never came back. The USS Eldridge was transferred to Greece after the war and put into service in January 1951 as the Leon D-54. She was decommissioned in 1992 and sold as scrap in 1999. My instincts tell me that her steel was used to build the cruise ship Adventure. During the winter of 1983, one of the scientists deeply involved in Project Rainbow was given 6 months to live, cancer. He spent his last days in an ongoing deathbed confession with his only son. The scientist was a widower, and the son never married. Dad's penance bonded the lonely pair. Many years after his father died, that son and I secretly collaborated on my last book. I was the keynote speaker for a paranormal-themed cruise sailing through the Bermuda Triangle. The lecture was entitled, A Unified Theory of Metaphysics. This speech, intended to promote the book's release, ended up being my ticket to level 365. What happens when you subject a steel needle to simple magnetism? It becomes magnetic. Then, what happens to steel when you subject it to harmonic energies strong enough to render it invisible and teleport it hundreds of miles in an instant? What happens to the men bathed in those same forces? I still hear that tape, a recorded confession in my mind. We used to say that the ship and her crew were magnetized, the scientist continued. Not that they were actually magnets, but that they were charged. Just like in the way that magnetized iron or steel is different. A penchant was created within the molecules, a latent potential for invisibility and teleportation, an attraction to the metaphysical. Sailors walking through walls are no different than wanderers no-clipping through walls. We all become, quote-unquote, magnetized in the backrooms. This is our new normal. We are forever changed. How many of us will one day no-clip to nothingness? Signed, Ann Dune, Meg Team Epiphany, Liminal Echo at work. Deacon Duncan, identified elsewhere on this Meg database as Partygoer 0, has elaborated on the presence of Phenomenon 7 deep within the bowels of the adventure. In his commentary displayed on partygoer websites, the self-proclaimed genius expresses puzzlement over the fact that the interior of the ship is infinitely larger than the ship itself. More to the point, Duncan confirms the existence of the spontaneous generation of items and often ridiculous replication of areas below the main deck. One particular party room was cloned 38 times in a row along a particular hallway. Something is constructing and defining this level independently of the efforts of the occupants of this vessel. We call this something Liminal Echo. Perhaps this explains the recent infestation of Entity 110 in the darkest corners of the adventure. Partygoers video document their razor-tattooed arms, quote-unquote, popping these carnivorous balloons to eliminate the pests. Although these entities pose little threat to the partygoers, they do compete for a common food source: humans. Synergy. There is a synergistic relationship between the liminal echo within the vessel and the mindset of the partygoers. Each encourages the other to seek greater depths of horror, with partygoers imagining new methods of trapping and torturing wanderers inspired by the sentience of this place, and vice versa. Escape. Warning. Graphic content. How many did not get away? Smiley face. Eyewitness testimony. My name is April Showers, originally from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. My mother, a single mom, apparently had no one to talk her out of giving me that stupid name. I am supposed to write everything down here. They tell me that I am the only wanderer to escape levelfun. It started with my younger half-sister, and that "Time for Fun" poster. Stormy, we share the same mother, bent down to pick up the poster, and I warned her. "There's no smiley face on it," she taunted. "It's safe." Then she picked it up and no-clipped. That rebellious brat was why we ended up in the Backrooms in the first place. Damn it. I guess I loved our little daredevil enough to finally grab the poster and follow her. We were on a cruise ship, polluted with yellow Gumbies from hell. Stormy was changing into one of them. Her face contorted with pain, and her eyes were red from crying. To be honest, I was always so jealous of those beautiful blue eyes. It broke my heart to watch her humanity drain away. Her fingers were gone, and her new snake-like arms ended in teeth. Just then, she noticed me standing there, and, summoning all of her strength, screamed our magic word before feeding her eyes to those toothed arms. Or was it the other way around? It looked, for all the world, like her eye sockets were slurping spaghetti. The eels found their way home inside her skull, and my beloved sister fell to the deck in peace. She was smiling like it was Christmas. Our magic word was a nonsensical secret that we invented to reassure ourselves that everything was going to be okay. The entities showed no emotion. None of them seemed to be in any hurry to capture me. How do I escape? Never learning to swim ruled out jumping overboard. Maybe I could hide until I figured something out. I made my way past the pool and the restaurant, and slipped into one of the elevators. Going down, just 2 floors, no need to become lost. What I saw when those elevator doors opened was impossible. That deck went on forever and ever. I got dizzy by just looking at it. Back up 1 floor to the main deck. There were about 40 assorted staterooms on this deck, 20 on each side of the hallway. None were unoccupied. The largest suite had a huge monster. Note, Sea Entity 167, filling the ceiling. It looked like a golden fried egg with an eye and mouth combination in the middle. Partygoers were feeding an inverted faceling alive, and feet first into the maw. Another cabin was decorated like a Civil War hospital tent, with partygoer quote-unquote surgeons amputating the arms or legs of their patients. Too much. I had made my way up to the sun deck. This was the end of the line. There was nowhere higher to go. At least there were no partygoers up here. Nothing but the remnants of an open-air bar. Broken lounge furniture and posters. Damned posters are what got us here. One poster caught my eye. The writing was reversed, and I couldn't get my eyes to focus. It was like I was looking at it through the back. I thought, what the hell? And touched it. The next thing I knew, I found myself on level 4. Sweet Stormy, I hope those redacteds choke on you. Signed, April Showers. How many did not get away? Smiley face. Image caption. Do not touch. This poster will no-clip you to SS Fun, smiley face. Meg Archives. Image caption. Touch this one. This poster will no-clip you away from the SS Fun, smiley face. Artist rendition. Meg Archives. Updates. Adventure appearances. As the Backrooms are so vast and this list is so short, it appears that many appearances are not witnessed or reported. Water. Level 134, Tales of the Sea. Level 180, Voyagers Sea. Level 230, The Port of Misgivings. Level 422, To Be at Sea. Level 711, Abandoned Isles. Land. Level 10, the bumper crop. Level 121, the Fading Islands. Level 169, Welcome to the Desert. Level 184, Field of Forgotten Forts. Level 246, Dinosaur Alley. Level 710, Ring and Ruins. Level 813, The Jellied Isle. Existential threat. The major explorer group believed that by clandestinely hacking partygoer websites, we might gain an advantage over this ever-increasing threat to human existence in the Backrooms. What we have recently learned is that our anonymous tipster is none other than Partygoer Zero himself. He is so convinced of the superiority of Entity 67 and their imminent rise to dominance that he is giving us the quote-unquote keys to his kingdom. How does the Meg defeat a traveling kingdom that is never in the same place twice? Deacon Duncan sent the Meg an email, quote, "In the time that it takes you to stop one of us, we can easily create another 100. Entrances and exits. Entrances. Finding and touching party paraphernalia, balloons, party hats, decorations, and posters anywhere in the Backrooms might no-clip you here. You can also board the ship after it materializes. Exits. Touch a reversed, out-of-focus party poster, and you will no-clip to another level. You can also jump overboard. The fun war is coming. Smiley face.